Hello, Wonderhussy here, out in the middle of the beautiful desert at one of those places that I sort of have, well, conflicting feelings about. You probably know, as well as I do, how much I enjoy roaming all over this beautiful desert, looking for unusual, quirky attractions. But, I don't know, sometimes it's a fine line between an attraction and garbage. That's right, today I'm at a place called Tonka Town, and it's basically, well, it's a patch of desert where people come, leave all manner of toys. And I do mean all manner. In fact, I'm not sure everything here could be strictly classified as a toy, but essentially that's what it is. It's a magical desert Toyland where even adults can be kids again. So I guess it's kind of a custom among the off-roading community. I'm in a section of the desert kind of north of Barstow that's very popular with off-roaders, dirt bikers, side-by-siders, jeepers, all kind of folks like to come out here, drive around and, well, leave toys behind, at least at this spot anyway. And so this is called Tonka Town, and to that end it's basically like a little town. It's even got its own surf shop. Look at that. Somebody actually did a really nice job building this surf shop out of wood. It's well secured. It's not going to blow away and litter junk all over the desert. It's got little surfboards out front. It's got little surf logos all over it. And then we've also got Nate's World, which looks like it's meant to be some kind of gas station. We've got a little stone vacation cabin. We've got a no-tell motel. Mike's Margaritas and Carburetor rebuilds. Oh goodness, here we've even got the Barstow Bunny Ranch. It looks like a brothel with every kind of Barbie doll out front. I mean, they've got something for everyone here. Like, some guys like a bigger gal. They've got that. Some guys prefer a gal with no head because that means there's no talking back. You know, some guys prefer well, I won't go there. We've even got a hospital with an emergency room, which, if you watched the video I made at the nearby Husky Memorial, which is a memorial to all the people who have died in dirt biking, motocross, and side-by-side accidents, well, you know, there's a good need for an emergency room at a place like this. But look, what's cool about this emergency room is it's dedicated to Huell Hauser. Look at that. There he is, Huell Hauser. And it's dedicated to Tonka Town by the Hewligans. Oh my God, if you're not from California, and probably Southern California, you probably have no idea who Huell Hauser is. He was this big, goofy, gay guy who had a TV show for many years. He started out just out of his own curiosity, poking around with a video camera and a microphone, going, hey, what's going on over here? And he would go to all these weird places in the desert, weird little towns, weird attractions. And eventually, he got his own TV show. He was on PBS in California for many, many years. Not gonna lie, Huell Hauser was a huge inspiration to me when I started my channel. So I think this hospital and emergency room is pretty cool. Anyway, we've also got a nursing school, Troy's motorcycle parts warehouse, and we've got what appears to have been Barbie's dream house at one time, but is now, well, just kind of creepy and abandoned. Basically, we've got all the businesses and structures you would need in any town of any respectable size. And it's all scattered here in the desert. Just kind of, well, to be honest, most of this stuff is made out of plastic, so it's just kind of breaking down in the hot desert sun, turning into little crumbly bits, which will then either blow across the desert or just, I guess, eventually degrade enough to where they crumble back into and become part of the earth. I don't know. I mean, it is kind of an unsightly mess. Like I said, it's a fine line between a trash pile and an attraction. But is it really hurting the desert? I don't know. Anyway, I guess this thing is also maintained by good, solid Christian folk. And patriotic Christian folk, too, I should note. Matter of fact, it looks like they were so patriotic, one of them was even in the Marines. How about that? Anyway, there's this kind of kiosk at the, at the front of Tonka Town. And I'm guessing this kind of explains what Tonka Town is all about. It says Joey, and there's a cross, October 12th, 1983. So my guess is somebody's kid named Joey died in 1983, and they built this whole monument to him. But that's just a guess. let's open this up and see if we can figure it out. Looks like there's a latch holding this down there. Now, what do you suppose could be under here? Oh, look! It's a whole history of Tonka Town. I knew it. Since before the 1970s, the Sturrat family has been visiting Barstow and making it their getaway place. Tonka Town began when Michael Sturrat, the son of Roland Sturrat and grandson of Lowell Sturrat, decided to start building a town. Every time he came to Barstow, he added to it. That tradition continued and has been passed on to Michael's children. And then it goes on, blah, blah, talks about the family and how they came over the years and brought more family. In loving memory of Joseph Joey Michael Sturrat. Oh, he was born in 1983 and he died in 2021. Oh, 38 years old. He was pretty young. I wonder, well, I was going to say I wonder what happened, but I would almost be willing to bet it had something to do with a dirt bike or a side-by-side. But I don't know. We can't make assumptions. Anyways, there's pictures of them throughout the years. I mean, I guess that is back in the day when they first started coming out here, when he first put his first little Tonka truck out here in Tonka Town. And then he grew up to become... Oh, wait, that's his dad, I guess. Where's Joey? Oh, maybe that's him there. Anyway, he grew up to be a fine, upstanding man who continued coming to Tonka Town and leaving toys in the desert. Okay, I'm going to lower this flap, for lack of a better word. I'll latch it back up the way I found it because, you know, say what you will about Tonka Town. This kiosk is very well designed, very well secured. It doesn't look like any of this stuff is... Well, I was going to say it doesn't look like any of this stuff is going to blow around the desert, but unfortunately some of those fake flowers did blow out right here. I'll go ahead and tuck them back in the coffee can. That is until they get blown out again next time. Okay, I think there might be some more stuff under here. Does this lift up? Sure does. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So we've got, oh, I wonder if that was Joey's baseball glove. Then there's like a book where you can sign your name. Uh-oh, hold on a minute. Joe's story. Oh, maybe we can find out exactly what happened to Joey. Golly, I love it when they have the answers at these places. Okay. Oh, it's real windy, so it's going to be hard to hold this. Let's see. His journey began October 12th, 1983 in Corona, California. His generous heart and kind spirit will be deeply missed. And he does. He looks like he was a pretty nice guy. So what happened? He began working as a miner when he was 16 years old. Joe loved spending time with his family, drinking coffee, fishing, going to the lake, camping in the desert, working on cars, riding off-road vehicles, listening to music, and driving big lifted trucks. He lived his life selflessly, had a great sense of humor, loved children, and lit up every room he walked into. Love is stronger than sorrow and deeper than time. Joe will live on in our hearts forever. Joe went to heaven May 1st, 2020. Well, it doesn't say how or why. I mean, I guess there's no why, but... Huh. Golly, I suppose he might have just been, you know, killed by a drunk driver. Maybe he got sick or something, but I don't know, man. I'm still sticking with my off-roading theory. Anyway, there's a couple different guest books here that I guess all kind of folks come by here and sign their names. Let's just look for funsies. April 2022. This is about a year old. Yeah, there's some signatures in here. Not too many, though, huh? People just leave their names. Amy and Donnie from Mayer, Arizona. Yeah, neither one of these books are full. I wonder why there's two of them. Anyway, then there's also oh, maybe Joe was in the Marine Corps. I mean, they didn't mention that in his biography. You think they would have. Anyway, there's a flag folded there for him. And then I guess that's a picture of him with his child. Aw, sweet. And then look here. Aren't these Alcoholics Anonymous tokens? I think. Isn't that what they give you after you've been sober for 24 hours? And then you get this one if you've been sober. Well, it's got an 8 on it, so is that 8 years? Golly, maybe Joey was sober, you know? He had a terrible alcohol problem. Oh my gosh, what if he was? He liked to drink, but then he finally decided it was time to start cleaning up his life. No more drinking and riding his dirt bike around. He had a kid, you know? He had to sober up and, you know, get right. Get right with God. Matter of fact, that's why there's that big cross there. Yeah, maybe he was just killed in an unfortunate accident, or oh my gosh, who knows? I'm sure, I don't want to speculate too much because I'm sure, you know, his family's still around and it's probably still a very painful subject for them. Well, I suppose one thing you can say for certain, and that is that little Joey had a pretty big impact on people, because if you look around, there's a lot of toys here. And yeah, some people, it looks to me, are just coming here and like plopping stuff down sort of half-assedly. But then look at all these really cool painted rocks. Somebody spent a lot of time, you know, look at that cool desert painted rock. That's nice. And then, you know, somebody even built this old little stone hut, which it looks like, oh, there might have been something cool in it back in the day, but now it's just sort of like eaten away by the desert. And oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been touching these things. I'll put him back in the house there. And then that thing. Oh, isn't that part of a Hungry Hippos game? Oh my gosh, how fun. All right, let's look around and see if there's anything else cool in this Tonka town. Here's the Johnson writing crew. Now, these people had the sense to close it in with plexiglass, which, well, on one hand it's sense, on the other hand it makes it hard to see. I guess nothing's gonna blow away. That right there pretty much says it all. Ram truck lifted to the skies with ginormous wheels. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is though. It's a little tiny vanity. Oh my gosh, I have a vanity in my bedroom that I sit at and, you know, put on my makeup. This is just like a little tiny doll version. How cute, this little tiny doll hairbrush. What's this? Oh, a little tiny doll blow dryer. Get out of town! Boy, talk about a representation of busted dreams. Glory days, they'll pass you by, glory days. In the twinkle of a hussey's eye. Oh, over here we have the Rubber Ducks garage. Looks like a very rough, rustic little garage with a bunch of ducks hanging around out front. Look, there's even a little pub. Ha! With a bunch of wrecked cars sitting out front of it. Don't drink and drive, y'all. Okay, anyway, I'll be honest. I didn't just come here empty-handed. I've known about this place for a while. Somebody tipped me off to it, and I mean, to be perfectly honest, I kind of expected it to be a little bit, I don't want to say nicer, but I mean, it is essentially just a bunch of junk left in the desert. I'm kind of ashamed to say I actually was thinking of building a little dwelling of my own to bring out here, but looking around and seeing what a mess it is, I'm glad I didn't. That being said, though, I did bring something to leave behind here, and that is this doll. Okay, one of my viewers actually sent me this Barbie doll that is meant to represent me, and to that end, her hair's in a ponytail, she's wearing a visor hat, and she's got armpit hair. I just about died laughing when I got this in the mail, and well, if you're watching this video, you know who you are. I appreciated getting this little Barbie so much. I mean, it's perfect. Look, she doesn't even have any boobs. Looks exactly like me. That being said, you know, I've had this Barbie doll sitting on the shelf in my office for a few years now, but I thought, what better place to leave a Wonderhussy Barbie doll than in a place like Tonka Town. I mean, yeah, in a sense it does violate the Wonderhussy ethic of not liking to litter in the desert, but I'm all about these weird places, and oh gosh, I mean, if I'm gonna have an ethical dilemma about leaving a Barbie doll at Tonka Town, then I think that means I have too much time on my hands. So if you want to send me hate mail for littering in the desert, go ahead. My email address is wonderhussie@gmail.com, but I'm gonna leave this Barbie doll somewhere in Tonka Town. I just have to find exactly the right place. Oh god, even this poor Joshua tree looks depressed by the amount of plastic crap left behind. I mean, look at this. This is just a pile of Legos, and to me, that's not really adding to any kind of art or attraction. That's just dumping junk. Shame on you, whoever dumped this bin of Legos out here. I hope you step on a billion Legos barefoot in the middle of the night. We've all done that, and we all know how painful that is. Anyway, I'm gonna find the right place to leave my junk. Where would Wonderhussy hang out? Okay, this looks like it's some kind of alien happening, but I don't know, man. There's not much going on there. Wonderhussy, what do you say? Oh, okay, I'll find someplace better for you. Okay, Wonderhussy, well, how about hanging out at the old truck yard? Remember, you made that video at that salvage yard off I-40 where all the wrecked big rigs were, and you sure did think that was an interesting place. How about if I leave you here? Oh, gee, okay, Wonderhussy's particular. Okay, I'm gonna guess you don't want to be left at the no-tell motel. Sure don't. What about Mike's Margaritas and carburetor rebuilds? You want to hang out there? No. I hate to even ask, Wonderhussy, but do you want me to leave you at the Barstow Bunny Ranch? I mean, there aren't any other girls with hairy armpits here. I mean, you might be able to serve that niche clientele. Just exactly what kind of hussy do you take me for? Oh, my bad. Oh, you know what? I think I know where Wonderhussy would want to hang out. In fact, I think I know exactly the place to leave little Wonderhussy. I mean, if I know Wonderhussy, there's only one place she'd want to be hanging out, and it sure isn't that surf shack over there. No, sir. It's the abandoned Barbie Dream House. Yay! Oh, looks like I found just the place for Wonderhussy. You know how that Wonderhussy loves exploring creepy old abandoned houses. Well, by golly, I think she'll be right at home in here. Let's see. Oh gosh. Down on my hands and knees in the dirt for this one. Okay, Wonderhussy. Well, it looks like the front of the house fell off. Let me move that over here. Where do you want to go? I'm just gonna, you know where? I'm gonna put her over here in this creepy old, I don't know what you would call it, living room, I guess. Okay, she's gonna sit down. Put your arms down, Wonderhussy. You don't need to be flashing them pits to everybody. Pull her head up a little bit. Look at that. She looks right at home. Oh gosh, look, there's even this creepy, busted old payphone on the wall. There's this real creepy, oh my goodness, what is this? Oh, it's some creepy little tiny Barbie doll hanging out. Oh, she's got a friend now. That is exactly the kind of place the Wonderhussy that I know would want to spend all of eternity. Or at least the next few weeks, because if the sun doesn't get to her first, I have a feeling she's going to end up in that brothel in no time flat. Some off-roader is going to come out here probably 15 minutes after I leave and go, oh, I recognize that, and put her right where she belongs over at the Barstow. What did I say it was called? The Barstow Bunny Ranch? Oh. Anyway, that is Tonka Town. Sadly, what passes for a cultural site in these parts. I mean, I guess I can't laugh at it because I do think it's nice that this guy's family keeps it going for him. And, well, you know, they've got the old rugged cross here standing guard over all this plastic. So I'm sure the Lord would never let any of these bits and pieces of plastic blow around into the beautiful desert that he created because, well, golly, what would be the sense in that? So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave Tonka Town with Wonderhussy in her little abandoned Barbie dream house over yonder and get back in my rig and head over to the next place I want to check out in this bizarre desert wonderland. Stay tuned.